So this is a first. 3 Drews. The reason we are doing this is so that my dad says some good things about us before we go home and is so critical about us. So we're trying to feel better, Bryce and I. I thought it was great for both of us to have a close game, competitive game. For those that don't know, GCU's gone to 4 tournaments in the last, 5 years? And Mountain West, I know they got them preseason top 3. They're gonna have a great year if they stay injury free and keep listening to the coaches. And they got great size and length. So for all of us, it was really good to just find out how we do starting lineups, how we do all our routines and everything. So when season starts, they're not in awe, and hopefully it's a little easier. And again, I know. Fall break and wasn't a lot of promo, but it's great for the fans that showed up. It's good for families could see their kids play.
I'm going to start with Dad. Homer, Homer, just, it's got to make you proud to see, what these guys have done. But, was today special for you?
Very, very special. In fact, my youngest grandson said, "This is cool." And so I thought he was very right. This is cool to see this. And the great thing is that I knew a Drew would win, so I felt very comfortable for the game and that. But I'll tell you, my proudest moment came Monday or Tuesday when these two and myself got on the phone, and these two were sharing, information to make the game so that they can learn things to help them. Because Scott obviously is going to Indy and playing IU, and Bryce has got Southern Cal coming in. So both of them get a chance now to take the film and learn from this to help prepare for their next game. So, and probably the best advice they both have for me, they say, "Dad, be happy you're out of it."
Bryce, I guess just what was this like for you? And I couldn't remember if you had been in here in the Foster Pavilion.
Not for a game. So first time for a game. Scott gave me a tour last year. Incredible facility. So happy for the whole program and university. And first I thank Baylor for playing the game. Obviously our guys are excited to come here and play against the tradition they have in their program. And, even though we taught them some of the sets and we knew some of the sets, we still couldn't stop the sets, especially the dunk. We practiced it for a week to take away, and they still got it on us. So, but he's my brother. I love him, but preparing for him is as hard as anyone I've ever had to prepare for in my life because of all the stuff they do run and they do. The zone today obviously hurt us when they switched to that, but just a lot of admiration for he and his staff and what they've done, with this program from where it was to where it is and where it's sustained to be.
Now let me add one quick thing. I'm sorry. Was when he mentioned about the high lob play that I tell you, Carr just seemed like when that ball was released, I said, "There's no way." And his arms just kept going up and up and up. It seemed like to the top and dunked it down. But both of us can appreciate, even though it went against him, because we kind of taught this guy how to do that when he played for me, and that was the tip play. We tipped and then broke someone and got the dunk, and Dusty started it with that dunk. So. But all 3 of us had a hand in that one.
Yeah, it wasn't so pretty for me.
Scott, what were just some of your biggest takeaways from today, with just the way your team played?
Well, I think first and foremost, for all those that watched us in Germany, we didn't shoot 13 for 14 from the free throw line. And we've made a really conscious effort because we know we're going to be in a lot of close games, and free throws is going to be a big deciding factor for us. Bryce's team, I know in their scrimmage was 22 for 24, and they got a great free throw shooting team. When you bring in guys that shoot 86%, usually that carries over. We didn't have a lot of guys coming in shooting a great percentage, and really credit them for working hard. Our staff's done a good job working with them. But 13 to 14 from 3, we can win a lot of games. Obviously 12 for 24 from 3, we can win a lot of games. The one thing, we missed a lot of layups, and their size, length bothered bothered us on a lot of that. But the great thing is we won't face, and why it's good that we able to play this. It's not like there's anyone in the Big 12 that's that much has that much more size than they have. So this is a great. It'll be one of the taller teams in the Big 12. Give us something to work on finishing and when we want to go up and when we want to pass. And we don't get extra points for a degree of difficulty. So we want to make the easy ones.
Scott, with their size, you still went with a little bit of a smaller lineup. What was the thought process there, and how did you feel like your defense did overall?
Well, with Caden, I thought first half he really gave us a great lift, and then Mayo, and we are better just with those two bigs rather than Ratai at the 5. And then from there, one thing good about our team thus far is everyone's really celebrated each other. Everyone's not going to have nights where they're 5 for 9 from 3, 2 for 3 from 3. But like you take Obi, he was 2 for 10, and he was just as happy with the 6 assists, 0 turnovers, and just as happy for the team. He played good defense. Ratai was 1 for 7, not one of his better games, but again, somebody that really contributed. And that if you keep doing that all year long, where you really celebrate each other and your teammates, that allows you to be successful and win more games than people think you can.
Bryce, kind of flip the question I asked Scott around to you. Like, what were your takeaways, both with your team and your impressions of Baylor?
Yeah, I obviously I watch all the Baylor games that we can, and I really like the team that he has. They have a lot of length, a lot of shooting, some tough matchups, and I think for our guys, the level of physicality was an adjustment in the first half. We didn't rebound the ball well. We turned it over too much, and I thought second half we got more physical, which helped us. But again, I love the different weapons they have, and from watching film from Skillings last year to now, he's a totally different, much better player. From Carr's Tennessee minutes to now, he's a different player. And I think as you look through, you see development. What he talked about from the outside in, though, you see those players are much better now than they were on film, in the past already.
I paid him for that.
I wish we'd have put like they did last year. We would have won.
Would you like to get Scott out there on the court maybe for some one-on-one?
No,
get a little payback.
Once he beat me, I never played him anymore. My dad taught me that,
I'm assuming y'all will all be playing, but what will Thanksgiving be like now? Or Christmas. Yeah,
I don't. It'll
He's
be.
got the bragging
unfortunately,
right.
It'll be a while. Yeah. And yes, he definitely does. For now, the next competition, hopefully, whatever it is, hopefully, he can, maybe let little brother win, so it can be even.
What's great is when you play a scrimmage like this, though, it helps each other, and that's one thing people have said, like, why don't you play during the year? And that's when it counts. It's just so different because I go back to the Sutton family, and I remember when Scott Sutton was at Oral Roberts and they beat Oklahoma State with Sean Sutton, and Scott was crying because he knew Sean, how he was feeling, and what everyone was saying about him and the team, and so it's like a no-win situation. So both of us agree, Final Four we will play any and every year. So that would be great.
That actually leads me to my next question. Homer, you took a lot of Valpo teams to the tournament. When you look at these two teams, I mean, do you feel like they've got some potential to do some things in March?
They're going to surprise. In both conferences, they're going to surprise, I think. They're deep, they've got athletes, and they've got players who are listening and want to get better. And so I've really enjoyed just seeing both teams in practice, and I'm excited for both of them on what they've got for this year.
Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Sorry it took so long.